Roger Stone guilty on all counts.
Flynn pled guilty to repeatedly lying to the FBI. Michael Cohen, guilty.
Former Trump campaign advisor Rick Gates pleaded guilty.
Alan Weisselberg, the former CFO of the Trump Organization, just learned his fate after being convicted for lying under oath.
The jury has reached a unanimous decision that Paul Manafort is guilty.
Up top, I'm going to remind you, led to the convictions of his longest-serving advisor, his deputy campaign chair, his campaign chair, his top personal lawyer, his top campaign lawyer, several other key lawyers he personally met with, 2 White House aides, and the CFO of the company now found liable for a separate massive fraud, plus his own convicted criminal business fraud. Those are just the convictions. We would not have room on this screen to list all the individuals indicted, some of whom had direct contact with Trump and the campaign's top aides, some of whom include electors and others more scattered around the country who were more responding indirectly. It means they didn't have access to Trump in the White House, but we would have many, many more faces. So together, you see this as a criminal set of enterprises with Donald Trump convicted at the top.
A jury has found former White House strategist Steve Bannon guilty on charges of contempt of Congress.
The 4th defendant now in the Georgia election interference case that changed their plea to guilty.
Guilty.
If I knew then what I know now, I would have declined to represent Donald Trump in these post-election challenges. I look back on this whole experience with deep remorse.
Former Trump advisor Peter Navarro was sentenced to 4 months in federal prison for contempt of Congress.
These people facing sanctions, some of them still presumed innocent as they await trial, some of them, as you'll see and I'm about to remind you, convicted. And these are all just on the 2020 front. That ranges from White House veterans who were suspiciously defying investigations into those plots. And remember, these are the plots that built on 2 long-running criminal enterprises.
At Rikers Island, a New York judge sentenced Alan Weisselberg to 5 months behind bars for perjury.
His apprentice pal is heading back to Rikers Island for a second time.
Today's plea came from the president's disgraced former lawyer, Michael Cohen.
Donald Trump's personal lawyer was in federal court in Manhattan again today, pleading guilty to crimes again today, federal crimes that he said involved the President of the United States.
Cohen's testimony in this trial was legally limited to Trump's actions there in 2016 and in 17 related to what happened in this case, but there's the wider-ranging enterprise.
Stone found guilty today on all 7 counts, including lying to Congress and obstructing its investigation into Russia. Former Trump campaign advisor Rick Gates pleaded guilty Friday to conspiring against the United States and making false statements to the special counsel.
Paul Manafort, guilty, convicted on 8 counts, including false tax returns, failing to file foreign bank account reports, and 2 counts of bank fraud. Michael Flynn and his guilty plea, President Trump's former national security advisor, admitting he lied to the FBI.